Hi guys, I'm Johnny from the PE Tutor. Thanks for taking your time to watch today's mini lesson. It's actually from a series that we've just finished putting together for all of our L2 BTEC Sport students. So if you are studying for that Unit 1 exam, or you're a teacher and you have your own students preparing for that exam, then please do subscribe to this channel, and you can use all of our mini lessons uploaded here on YouTube, or click on the link below. We've actually just finished putting together a free flashcard pack for all students and teachers alike to use to really help you prepare for that exam. Anyway, hope you enjoy the lesson and I'll see you again soon. So in today's mini lesson we're going to be talking about circuit training. Circuit training is when a performer or coach designs a sequence of stations that they will then complete that's broken up with periods of rest in between. When a performer is at one particular station, there will likely be a specific goal that they're aiming to achieve. The periods of rest in between then allows the performer to rest to make sure that they can apply themselves to the correct intensity at the next station. A great thing about circuit training is that the stations can be based on anything. So a wide range of sports performers can use this and tailor it to their own specific needs. For example, two different circuits could be planned in a way to target two different components of fitness. For example, muscular strength or muscular endurance. When choosing to complete circuit training, it's essential that a performer and coach consider the following things. The performer's goals. It's important that each station aligns to what the performer wants to get out of their training. A second thing to consider is the number of stations as well as the number of rest periods, because this can determine the components of fitness being targeted as well as how long the circuit training session is going to go on for. A third important consideration is the intensity at which the performer is completing the work and the rest stations. For example, are they working at 100% of their maximal effort, or are they reducing that level of intensity to target a different training zone? When resting, are they taking absolute rest and sitting down and doing nothing, or is it a low intensity time where they might be walking or slowly jogging on the spot? There's no right or wrong answer, it's entirely down to the performer and coach and what they want to get out of the circuit training session. By looking at their sporting situation, they can then work back and design the circuit training session so that the rest and the working periods mimic how they would likely be performing in their given sport. For example, a football player who works for 45 minutes each half with very rarely absolute rest, it wouldn't make sense for their circuit training session to have periods of absolute rest. Instead, they would likely be walking around on the pitch. Therefore, their circuit training session should have them resting or walking on the spot instead of sitting down completely at rest. A fourth consideration that needs to be made is the length of time it's going to take. This could be the lapse of the circuit or the duration a performer spends at each workstation and each rest station. A coach or performer should know how long the session is going to last before it even begins. A fifth consideration to make is the equipment that the performer might require. A good thing about circuit training is that it doesn't have to require specialist equipment, but sometimes a performer, for their given sport or for their chosen activities, they might need to source specialist equipment for the activities they want to be completing. And lastly, the performer or coach needs to be able to track their performance in training. This is important so that then over time, progressive overload can be incorporated within circuit training and a performer continues to develop because their circuit training plan is getting harder each time they do it. So, is a performer or coach going to be using weights, times, speeds? It's up to them, but it needs to be a trackable thing which a performer can see improve over time. So with circuit training, there are lots of positives, but there are also some drawbacks. We're going to look at the positives first. Straight away, we should know that circuit training is so good at dealing with the specificity principle of training. A performer with their own goals or their own given sport, they can design circuit training to suit them and they can tailor make it so that they get the best out of circuit training. They can look at the components of fitness they require for their sport, or they can look at the sporting actions they complete on a regular basis and they can design their circuit training plan around those things. Secondly, due to there being a limitless range of activities that could be used, it avoids tedium, it avoids boredom. A performer and coach can ensure that no training session is ever the same. This avoids boredom creeping in and ensures that motivation stays high because it's always something new, it's always something refreshing for the performer to be completing. Some drawbacks of circuit training. First up, we have time commitments. It could take a novice performer or coach quite a long time to design a plan that's effective to them. With such a range of activities out there, it's going to take a while to sift through all of them and handpick the ones that they know that they need and they're going to help the performer in the long run. On top of it taking a long time to plan, it might also take a lot of time to set up, especially if the performer or coach has included different ranges of equipment or different spaces that need to be set up prior to completing the circuit. And something that gets set up also needs to be taken down, so we've now added some time before and after the actual training session, making it a very time-consuming activity. And a third and final drawback of circuit training could be that it's expensive. If a performer or coach are using specialist equipment or wide range of spaces or innovative technology, then it might start to rack up in price and cost, which some performers won't be able to afford. So, to sum up circuit training, the performer or coach designs a sequence of working stations that are broken up by periods of rest. The stations can be designed to be whatever the performer wants or needs them to be. This is great for making it specific and for keeping them motivated, but it could lead to time-consuming planning and it could also be quite costly to run. Thanks for watching, I hope you found that useful. If you do want to stay updated with all the video and all the content we're bringing you, then subscribe to the channel and I hope to see you soon.